Καλημέρα σας. Ευχαριστώ για την ευκαιρία και μεγάλη μου χαρά να είμαι εδώ. Distinguished guests, colleagues, it's a pleasure to be here with you today at this inaugural forum on hybrid threats, cybersecurity, and artificial intelligence. Thank you, Lucas, and the organizing committee for putting this together such a timely and relevant conference. This month marks the 75th anniversary of D-Day, the largest seaborne invasion in history, which laid the foundation for the Allied victory on the Western Front during World War II. D-Day was a game-changing collaboration. 5 years later, many of these allies became founding members of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, striving, as President Truman said, to promote and preserve peace throughout the world. NATO is the world's strongest alliance. For 70 years, it has helped create the most secure, stable, and prosperous period in European history, preventing conflict, preserving peace for nearly 1 billion people. NATO remains as relevant today as it was in 1949, as new challenges combine with old to create an increasingly competitive and uncertain geopolitical environment. Since joining NATO in 1952, Greece has faced these challenges shoulder to shoulder with the United States and other NATO allies, growing in importance as a pillar of stability in the wider region and a guardian of Europe's southern flank. The country has been at the crossroads of great power competition for centuries, linking the Balkans, Turkey, the Middle East, Northern Africa, the Black Sea, and Western Europe. Today, that also remains the case. Challenges are far from isolated, and what starts in one region quickly has an impact on others. Indeed, Greece's geostrategic location is as important as ever. Throughout the region, malign actors are combining military and non-military elements to demoralize, destabilize, and precipitate crises. History teaches us that what happens in the Black Sea directly affects the countries bordering the Aegean and the Mediterranean, and vice versa. Russia's aggression in the Kerch Strait in November 2018 is just one recent example. Fortunately, just as malign actors can spread instability, NATO's allies and partners can work together to build a foundation to withstand such challenges. So the question becomes, how can we build stability and prosperity across the region, from the Baltics to the Black Sea and on to the Mediterranean? The answer lies in building coordinated responses. For NATO allies, meeting our burden-sharing and modernization goals represents one important contribution. But the solution goes beyond military efforts. To achieve regional stability, we need to focus on increased trade, economic development, energy diversification, and people-to-people engagement. There are many vehicles for achieving these goals, from the bilateral to the multilateral. We applaud efforts by all partners to work together to improve stability. We welcome, for example, the multilateral collaborations, such as the trilateral dialogue between Greece, Israel, and Cyprus, which U.S. Secretary of State Pompeo joined in March, as well as the many trilateral and quadrilateral groupings Greece is a part of in South Central Europe and the Mediterranean. These conversations between neighbors help to build trust, promote economic cooperation, and dispel the false narratives which can sow instability and division. We also commend Greece's leadership in regional efforts to bolster Euro-Atlantic institutions, including its recent efforts to support North Macedonia's entry into NATO and the EU, and to increase cooperation on trade, transit, and energy throughout the Balkans. At the bilateral level, the United States and Greece are working together to deepen our relationship in ways that are mutually beneficial, that build regional stability, and that preserve our collective security. The inaugural December 2018 U.S.-Greece Strategic Dialogue held in Washington was a significant step in that direction. At that strategic dialogue, the United States and Greece committed to work together on important areas, including defense and security, counterterrorism and law enforcement, trade, energy, regional issues, and our people-to-people ties. We're tracking our progress in these areas and look forward to holding a second strategic dialogue, meeting in late 2019, this time in Athens. As a NATO ally, we commend Greece's contributions to increase regional stability. Greece is one of only 5 NATO countries that consistently maintains NATO's 2% GDP defense spending benchmark, despite the economic difficulties it has endured over the past decade. Greece has increased its commitments to NATO in Afghanistan, in our Baltic air policing missions, and with its joint command at Thessaloniki's NATO Rapid Deployment Center, the NRDC. Greece has also begun air policing over North Macedonia, expanded its role in joint annual exercises, including the recent rotations of U.S. military assets through the ports of northern Greece to participate in NATO exercises and support Operation Atlantic Resolve. NSA Suda, the flagship U.S.-Greece defense cooperation, provides training for NATO forces, and the NATO Maritime Interdiction Operational Training Center, NMIOTC, funded by Greece, is a unique facility that contributes to security and interoperability. We have many tools in our bilateral and multilateral toolkit, and we need to use all of them. This conference highlights a challenging new frontier to our common defense and security, one that we as allies must face together. Unfortunately, many dangerous state and non-state actors seek to test our resilience and threaten our stability. However, it is the pervasive, aggressive, and often illegal actions of the Russian government and its proxies which bluntly aim to undermine our resolve as allied nations and to shake our transatlantic unity. The United States experienced this directly when the Russian government used forms of hybrid warfare to target our democratic institutions and spread disinformation. We also see this fact in the Kremlin weaponization of energy. We see further proof in the Kremlin targeting of international organizations with malicious cyber attacks, compromising groups such as the Organization for the Prevention of Chemical Weapons and the World Anti-Doping Agency. The attempted assassination of Sergei Skripal in March 2018, utilizing a deadly nerve agent, was a brazen and dangerous attack on European soil. And of course, Russia's ongoing aggressive actions in Ukraine and illegal annexation of Crimea are a daily reminder of the challenge we face to our shared vision of a stable, secure, and free Europe. The United States is committed to the collective defense of all NATO member states, to fighting malign influence, disinformation, and complex cyber threats in our transatlantic community. It will take a dedicated effort to meet and overcome the threats to our collective security. That's why today's conference is so important to our alliance and to our free and open democracies. While continuously adapting to new security challenges, let's strive together to work on all fronts, military and otherwise, to ensure that NATO remains the vanguard of world peace and prosperity. I wish you all the most productive conference. Ευχαριστώ πολύ.